So figures have started to come out of the number of school children that have left private schools due to the VAT being added to fees and moved into state schools. So the government said it would be only 3,000 pupils would move from private schools to state schools. The figures from the Office of National Statistics have it at 13,000, and apparently that doesn't include children that had not yet started school. So that was just kids that were already in school, enrolled in private schools, that moved to state schools. So you think it's four times what they thought it was going to be, 10,000 more pupils, plus all the pupils who were going to start school, which quickly switched to a state school. It's probably going to wipe out the VAT, the tax revenue that they thought they were going to get from adding VAT by the influx of private school kids into state schools, and obviously the strain there, and the class size is going to increase, and the need for more staff and more resources is going to increase, and the cost per school is obviously going to go up. So basically what the government have done is they have put more stress on the state schools to generate a very, very small amount from private schools. But the other thing that they've also done, which was one of the things that they were trying to combat, is they have made private schools more for the elite. They have put it in a place that is unreachable for the middle class to ever achieve, to ever send the kids there. It has made it even more harder and even more of a special thing, more of a private club for the very, very, very rich in the UK, which has kind of been the opposite of what they were trying to achieve, basically. And it's just another thing that the Labour government haven't really thought out, or they've basically just lied about the figures and they knew it was always going to happen. Another thing I heard that was quite interesting is studies were done into when to implement the change, and it was implemented in January, and it was going to be most disruptive to private schools if it was implemented in January, because obviously it was midterm rather than the start of term in September. But it was also most disruptive to state schools, and they still went ahead with it. So it wasn't just like they were trying to disrupt private schools and that was the main aim. They have also disrupted state schools, and obviously there's a lot of kids that have gone from private schools who have been ripped out of education environments that they knew and the friends that they had made, and moved to state schools. And I'm not digging out state schools. Some state schools are very good, and I got this a lot in comments before when I last mentioned this. Not all state schools are created equal. Somebody in the Cotswolds was trying to argue with me that their state school was as good as a private school, and I'm sorry, but if you live down there and your average house price is probably 450, 500,000, you're probably in quite an affluent area, and your kids probably are quite well looked after and quite different to the likes of the north, where the average house price is probably about 100,000.